Alright, so the mill's warming up. I've got everything all set up and dialed in, hopefully accurately. This is a bit of a tricky setup because I had to get the edge of the part. I had the spindle warming up, but I'm going to turn it off so I don't have my hand near a rotating cutter. Because the bottom of the part arcs, it makes it hard to move it up against a parallel. I should probably make a proper aluminum soft draw that's easier to zero and dial in. But I think the next time I make one of these in the first operation, I'm going to make it so that the slot is all the way through, and then I'll be able to touch off the center of the slot and use that as my reference, and then just pick the center of the slot as my starting point. But it should be pretty good to go. I can't edge find off of the actual stock because that's not accurate. So I ended up measuring the distance from the part to the edge, and then, but I did it on this side over here so that I can touch on the edge, offset, move over, and find my zero. And then I touched on the solid jaw, came up and found the center so that my location is the edge of the part, which is flipped upside down right now, and right on this far corner. So what I had to do is bring the cutter down. You can see a little shiny mark with the spindle rotating, and just touch the cutter so that it knew where zero was. So the machine knows that the length of the cutter I'm using. Now that that's all done, I'll bring it back over here. And I've got just 2 operations to start. I'm going to see how it looks before I go any further. And if I click on simulate and play, it shows the cutter going around, clearing everything out. I've set it up so that it only steps down 15% of the cutter's diameter, just because I don't want there to be a lot of vibration here where the piece is overhanging out of the vise. And then a parallel finishing pass that should hopefully expose the slot in the center and give the part its final dimension. If you look down, it just comes over, the machining lines just come over the edge. So hopefully this will clean up nice and it won't really need a whole lot of deburring, but only time will tell. So this brings us to about the end of episode 3 of Motorcycle Mondays. Here's the finished look of how the bar fits on the bike. I should move myself so I'm not in the light. Fits nice in the bar, lines up good with the master cylinder. The only thing that was suggested to me by someone in Canadian racing that's well respected and has a good reputation was that I should have this hook come further in to cover more of the lever. So I think what I'm going to try doing, since this is just my first one, is make another and just have the contour turn in a little bit more to cover more of the brake lever. Otherwise, fit and finish, I'm really happy with it. I'm not 100% sure I want the curve to go too far in, because I find some of the other guards, perhaps they provide more protection, but they look like overkill and are a little bulky. But you know, maybe it's for good reason. Maybe you want to have as much of this ball on the end of the lever covered as possible to protect the rider. So if you have any questions or comments, leave them in the leave them below the video link and let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, guys. Share, subscribe, and follow along to see how the next project comes.